Giving Faith a Second Chance, Restarts, Mulligans, and Do-Overs by Christopher B. Wolfe. The Invitation. How is it that we can feel like it seems so impossible and at the same time makes so much sense? That's how I feel about sharing this message with you. There was little in my past to suggest that I would become a pastor. Growing up, my family and friends predicted that I would become a priest, but always in a mocking manner because of my lack of girlfriends and my serious side. The irony is that my ministry of walking with people through suffering, pain, and despair began with the very people who were kidding me about becoming a priest. In some ways, I've been a minister since I was 10 years old. Already, I was listening to and encouraging struggling family members. At the same time, I was learning about Jesus and wondering how he fit into the unique things I was experiencing. From the beginning, I've had an on-again, off-again relationship with church. Growing up Roman Catholic, I loved Mass and the sacraments, but as I matured, I felt I needed more than a top-down approach to faith, one more anchored in the Bible. Today, I love my job as a pastor, but it's crushing to know that so many people stay home on Sunday morning because of the way churches, pastors, and priests have treated them. Even as one of them, I'm trying to do things differently, though it doesn't change the reality for so many. Jesus' message of come as you are doesn't always jibe with what churches and pastors often communicate. You don't fit here. I love the power and authenticity of true worship, but it's grating when worship becomes showy and unreal. And I love all that a church can be, a kind of heaven on earth, but I'm dismayed at how rarely it achieves this. At one point, I even walked away from the church because it was about everything else but the heart. And so here I am, a pastor now. But it's not about the seminary training, title, or duties. It's all about the heart. A heart broken by life and all that comes with it, the grief, the confusion, the disillusionment. A heart that is still breaking when people feel like God has forgotten them, or when they conclude that second chances are impossible. And without the hope of a do-over, people like you, like me, find ourselves at the end of our rope. Desperate, empty, trapped, forsaken. These are words that describe that end of the rope experience. There is the unsettling sensation of suspending between faith and doubt, worth and worthlessness, sacred and stained, whole and broken, secure and scared. Even worse, at the end of our rope, we just don't know which way to reach. But as we will see together, there is a reason for it all. Out of my own broken pieces, I now ache and reach out to others who are suffering and trapped and feeling forsaken. The desire to write this book could only come from a heart that has lost a lot of precious things, suffered at times, and carried the grief of many other hearts, and is still filled with hope, abundant hope. I think of a woman who had never trusted anyone else before, and she lived in impossible circumstances. But I had the opportunity and desire to reach out to her, to extend my hand into her prison cell. The experience was difficult and bewildering at times, but also hopeful and wondrous, though I was never quite sure how my efforts made a difference. But that wasn't the point. The point was the reach, the desire to meet her despair with my compassion, which flowed from my own pain and brokenness. This is how God works, offering healing and grace and second chances to journey through broken circumstances. Earlier this year, I got an email from the same woman, and in it she wrote, "I was once crushed and at the end of my rope, but this person I know, he showed me the way back to our Lord's nearness and hope." The end of one's rope is an awful and lonely place, no matter why you are there. And this is the time to uncover things about God you may have never known or believed. And along the way, you may see the possibilities of giving faith a second chance. Not faith in church or other people, but faith in God. Your whole life has been building up to this moment when everything can make sense even when it seems impossible. So, no matter how long it's been for you, no matter how empty you feel, no matter how far away you've gone, please take my hand.